So hello everyone. So welcome to today's video. Already there is one video. Already I'm making videos on English for your help, but there also I'll be making videos on computer basics, yeah, for beginners. For AI also beginners. AI workshop I'll be just coming up with an AI workshop video and computer. So I'll be just making a separate, I would say, playlist for the computer and the AI part and the English separate part it's going on. So the first video of the computer, it starts actually from 1 minute 23 seconds. The initial there was a pause. So kindly don't mind that, and you can start directly from 1 minute 23 seconds. Thank you for watching that out. Arithmetic operations. I'll be telling what is arithmetic operations. Don't worry on that end. Moving ahead, so arithmetic operators, if I have to tell you, then arithmetic operators would be purpose is main basic mathematical computations, yeah. So arithmetic operators, the basic function is, I cannot write on the screen as for now, I would think so. So basically I don't think so I can write on screen, I think so. Yeah, so what's the arithmetic operation? It's saying although the computer is a fast calculating device that can perform arithmetic operations. So yeah, arithmetic operations, two types of operations are there: arithmetic and logical. Yeah, and logical. So arithmetic operations basically, it means basic mathematical operations. Okay, mathematical operations as the arithmetic operations, and input you will give as inputs as numbers, okay, integers, floats, and output is also a number. That therefore output is a new number. Suppose you give 5 plus 3, it gives 8. Yeah, examples are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So these are example of the arithmetic operations. Yeah, it is used to update scores, calculate totals, modify numerical data. And now when we talk about logical one, when we talk about, let me change the color for the logical operations. Basically, it is used to control the used, I would say, to control the flow of a program. Okay, it is used to control a flow of a program or a hardware, that is determine if a user has the correct password and is over 18. Yeah, so some that is there, the logical operation comes into being. So logical operation, it evaluates conditions and logic. Okay, it evaluates conditions and logic. That is one thing. And also, just let me put on my headphones, otherwise too much of background noise would be there. So yes, so logical operations that evaluates logics and conditions and logics, and these are inputs are like boolean values, true or false, true or false. Okay, and a boolean value output is also a boolean value. And for logical operators, the examples are logical operations, examples are examples, and as like this, or okay, not this one, or yes. So these are some values, and yes, so these are this is, I hope so you got this one part. Now let me erase all of this. Okay, and now, so that means what does a computer stand for? Computer is fast calculating. That means it performs all the operations very quickly, and it can perform arithmetic operations. I told you what are arithmetic operation, basic, and also the logical operations it can. However, it is not just a calculating device. Yeah, it can perform any kind of work that is arithmetic and logic. And now it gets the data, it gets the data through an, so it's not data, it's data. Okay, you can learn English also here. So it gets the data through the through an input device. Yeah, what are the input device we'll be studying? Input means through which the user, it gets the particular command or instruction, that is input. You are using the keyboard as input, yeah, mouse is as input, and I would say mainly keyboard is the main input, where you enter something, you write what you want computer to do for you. It gets the data through an input device. Will be discussing what is input device, processes it as per the instructions given, and produces the information as the output information, the result that you get. We can define a computer in the following manner. That's why how computer is a fast electronic device that processes the input data according to the instructions given by the programmer or users, and performed the and provides the desired information as output. Yeah, very easy. Fast means very quick. A computer is a fast electronic device. It runs, of course, on electricity and on electrical signals. It's an electronic device. Fast processes. Yeah, it uses the input, whatever the instructions that you give you, input data according to the instructions which is given by you, that is the user, and provides the desired information as output. So some terminologies used in computer is this data. Okay, so data, what is data? A set of basic facts and entities which itself has no meaning. Yeah, if you're writing 2 plus 3, just you want the answer for that, that's the data itself, it has no meaning. After you enter into the computer, and then you just type the answer, then it gives you the proper answer. Yes, so that's what it's saying. A data is a set of instructions which has itself. So when I say, okay, I'll tell you in detail definition of data. Data is a collection of raw facts that do not have meaning by themselves. Raw means unprocessed. Suppose any number if you take, yeah, I would say for any number if you take that for that purpose. So that means if, okay, so data or data, collection of raw facts. Okay, collection of raw facts. Okay, that do not have मीनिंग बाय themselves. खुद का कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. एग्जाम्पल, just raw means, here raw means, I would say raw means unprocessed. That's why the computer processes it. Unprocessed. Yeah. Unprocessed. Yeah. Raw means unprocessed. Examples. Example 45, 78, 90. So these numbers alone don't tell us anything. They are data. Now example Rahul 18, B plus. So without context, without background, these are only data. Classroom example, if I write on board 85, 90, 95, what are these? The students will answer these are numbers. Then ask, if I ask, what are these? Are these marks, roll numbers, age? Nobody knows. Suppose if I write random numbers, 85, 90, 95, any one of you will answer. These are numbers. What are these? I'll ask. But do you know what are these actually? This is a raw data. You do not know, are these roll numbers? Are these marks? Are these age? So therefore, this is only a data. Yeah, that's why I took this part explained, understood this one. Now the second is information. Information, the data which has something, which has some meaning or value. Okay, now let's get up to this part. Okay, let me raise this. So now the information. Information is a processed data that has meaning now. Example, Rahul scored 85 in English, 90 in maths, science, 95 in science. And now we know that what is the information that you get from data to information? That these are the marks of Rahul. Now you're understanding the difference between information and that data. Yeah, it's information. So what is information? It is processed data that has meaning. Okay, it has processed data that has meaning. So example, Rahul scored in English 85, math 90, science 95. So now we know these are Rahul's marks. These are Rahul's marks. So now data has meaning here. Data has meaning. Okay, therefore information. Okay, now you know the difference between data and information. So raw data, I would just write here raw data. Through the process or through the step of processing, computer converts it into useful information. Hope so you got it now. Yeah. So that being said, now the next part that we'll be studying is instruction. So after processing, suppose, okay, do you okay, so I hope so you did understand the difference between data and information. Data is like the raw facts, information is the processed facts. Data has no meaning, information has meaning. And data is input, information is the output. Okay, information will be under the output. Just always remember this one. And data cannot help in decision making, but after it has been made into information, it has been converted into information, it is used as the like it helps in decision making. Now the next thing that we'll be studying is instruction. Very important. These words may seem same, but there are differences. There are many thin line differences between them. Instruction. An instruction is a command which is given to a computer, a statement given to a computer to perform a task. But I would say instruction. One second. Yeah, instruction is the command. One second. Yeah, sorry for that. So yes, now instruction, command, I would say, given to a computer to perform a task. Example, you say open Chrome to computer, or you open Chrome. Okay, you click on, you give the command of print document. Okay, you use the command save file. Okay, you use the command delete folder. You use the instruction play music. Okay, so all these are instructions. Yeah, it's an command given to a computer to perform a task. If your mother says bring water, this is an instruction. Computer also works using instructions. Now the next thing is input. What do you mean by input? See, input is like data instructions which are entered into the computer. Very important, don't get confused between that. Suppose when you're typing, okay, I'm talking about now input. For the input part, I did input. Okay, yes, I'm talking about input now. So the next part is input. The definition of input is data and instructions entered into computer. Data and instructions entered into a computer. Okay, data instructions entered into a computer. Example, typing. Okay, data, simple variant. Data, that is the raw one, and the instructions. Yeah, instructions, the command that you give. Whatever you type entered into a computer, that's like you type, you click the mouse, that's also an input using mouse. Voice, your voice, you give any voice command. Your photo, sorry, I don't know what's happening to this page. So let me change some colors if I can. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so yes, typing, voice, then fingerprint. Yes, fingerprint. Okay, so data and instructions entered into data and instructions entered into a computer is input, and typing, example, mouse clicking, voice, fingerprint, scanner, all are inputs. These all are inputs. Yeah, input devices are, some of the input devices are, we'll be discussing it into details. Keyboard, yeah, you type and give. Number second, mouse. Number three, scanner. Number four, microphone. Yes. Then number five, webcam. Then touch screen. Touch screen, you, that's also the importance, that's also an example for, I would say, input. So now the next word for you to remember is very important. I don't know why it's not erasing. Sorry about that. Yeah, the next thing to learn about today, the next thing to learn is about process. Yeah, process is like the manipulation of data. What do you mean by process? Very important. Yeah, process is the manipulation of data. Now, manipulation means changing. Yeah, we manipulate someone, we want to change their decisions. We say, no, manipulate him, manipulate his decisions. In the companies, it's usually used, these words are used. So, what do you mean by manipulation? Manipulation, it says the next process, the next term used or in defining a computer is very important. The word is manipulation. This one, process, under process. Okay, so let me write that. Let me erase it first of all. Okay, so moving ahead. Yeah, so processing, very important part. This is how process. Okay, it's written already. Manipulation of data. Yes, so examples, manipulation means changing or working on data. Okay, examples are addition, subtraction, sorting, comparing. Sorting means arranging in layers. Comparing, calculating. Yeah, these are all examples of processing. Examples also if you do editing, no example of processing, filtering. These are all examples of processing. Yeah, student if gets the marks, suppose if student gets marks 50, 70, 80, and then computer calculates and converts it into average, suppose 66.67. So this is processing. Okay, you understood now. Data are the set of basic facts entities which itself has no meaning or raw, unprocessed. In raw data is raw and unprocessed, and it is just consists of basic facts and entities which has no meaning. Then when data has meaning or value, or when it gets converted into some meaning or valuable information, that's called information. The next is instruction, the statement or command, I would say, command given to a computer to perform a task. Then input, you understood this one. Yeah, input is the data and instructions given to a computer, you already know that. Process is the manipulation of data. And now output, very important thing. Output is about, and output basically means the information which is obtained after processing. Very important. Yeah, what is the meaning of output? Information obtained after processing. Now you're all aware what is the meaning of processing also. Yeah, I told you in detail what was the meaning of processing in detail. I gave you an example. So output would be information obtained after processing. After processing. See example, exam result, bank balance, printed bill, okay, receipt. It's not receipt, it's receipt. P is silent. Graph, graph. It's not graph, it's graph. Yeah, it's not report, it's report. Yes, so these are outputs, these are all outputs: receipt, printed bill, graph, report, printed bill, bank balance. These are all examples. Exam result of, these are all outputs. So yes, I hope so you now understood the term is the meaning. Okay, nothing to go into this part. So that is, now you understood the terminology. See, no one will explain you this meaning. Everyone, more or less, they will just read the definitions and tell you this is computer. A computer is a fast electronic devices that processes the input data according to the instructions given by the programmer and provides the desired information as the output. So no one will tell you in detail as I'm telling you. So you should share it, subscribe the channel. It'll really help me grow. Yeah, so I'll be teaching two subjects basically: English and um, computers and AI, artificial intelligence also. But it all depends how much response you will give me. If you like the video, if you want me to come with more videos, then you need to tell me in the comment section, or you need to subscribe the channel so that I can grow and eventually I can come with very good content. Yeah, more good content. So the next part that we'll be studying is, okay, so yes, moving ahead now, I would be saying the next thing that we'll be studying is, what does computer stand? I already told that part. Now the block structure of computer, very important. Before continuing that, let me explain you quickly. So input, that is in form of keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone. Okay, now processing output. So processing, sorry, I would just write here processing is done through CPU actually. Yeah, brain of computer. So, okay, okay. So yeah, processing CPU and then the output. Output is in the form of given by the devices like monitor, printer, speaker. So this is all over diagram. Now block structure of a computer. Yeah. So suppose you search in Google weather in Delhi. Yeah. So when you type that weather in Delhi, so that's the input. Now, when Google searches it, it's that database, or when you search it on Google, or when you search it on Chrome, and when the Google or Chrome searches its database, because you typed weather in Delhi. So the output that that it gives you, today weather appears pleasant, or today's weather appears rainy. That is the output. So input is when you type weather in Delhi, that was your input. When Google is searching its database, that is the processing part, and the output is like today's weather is rainy, or whatever is the weather, the output, that is the output. Now that being said to you, so yeah, you already know this. Now every day, now for washing machine, you will give me the answer in the comments. Okay, input will be clothes, water, detergent, and clothes are the input. Okay, program selection, you wanted to wool based clothing, heavy clothing. Okay, the particular customization that you do while washing the clothes, that is the program selection. Okay, that is processing would be including like wash, rinse, spin, and output will be cleaning clothes. You can just relate with that. Okay, now moving ahead, see, very important, just remember IPO cycle: input, process, and output. Okay, now the next part that we have to study would be block structure of a computer. So what do we understand by block structure of a computer? Now a diagram of it, it's the question or the main PDF says that diagram of a generalized architecture of a computer system is shown in the figure. Before discussing in details of computer architecture, let's define the computer system. A computer complete computer installation includes the central processing units, the peripherals such as hard disk drives, floppy disk drives. We'll be studying it, don't worry. I'll explain that. Hard disk drive we called as HDDs. Okay. Floppy disk drive, FDDs. Okay, and monitor, printer, mouse, and operating system which are designed to work and interact with each other along with the user is called all the computer system. Yeah, computer system consists of all CPU. Yeah, the peripheral means the side option, the side things, but these are very important. Hard disk, that memory storage, you where the memory storage happens. So hard disk drives, floppy disk drives, monitor where you see that monitor part, printer where you get you give it the print command, mouse which you use for operating the whole computer as a whole, scrolling, and operating systems. Yeah, operating system, different operating systems are there. We'll be studying that. Windows is one, and which are designed to work and uh, interact with each other along with the user is called computer system. So computer has the okay, so before that, moving ahead, see, when you type your name on the keyboard, how does it appear on the monitor? This is one question before I start. When you type your name on the keyboard, how does it appear on a monitor? Yeah, a computer has different parts. Each part perform a specific job. Together they form a computer system. Yeah, computer system is a complete computer installation consisting of It's a system, means suppose your body is a system consisting of different organs. Computer is also a system consisting of different organs. It has CPU, it has input output devices, it has memory devices, it has storage devices, it has operating system, and other peripherals, the side things that all work together to perform tasks. Yes, it's a group of different parts that work together to receive data, process it, store it, and display the result. Now, CPU is the brain of computer. Main components of the computer is this. Okay, let's start. So, let's scroll down. Input output unit, central processing unit, and the memory unit. So, this is the main good diagram. Very important one. In PGDCA, mostly this comes in the question paper also to draw. Okay, so in simple way, if I have to draw it, it is this way. Let me tell you. One second. Yes. So input unit, okay. Or let me start with computer system. Computer
So
system,
hello everyone. So welcome to today's video.
okay.
Already there is one
Then
video. Already I'm making
CPU,
videos on English
okay.
for your help. But
Input
there also I'll be making videos on
unit
computer basics.
and the
Yeah,
output
beginners.
unit,
For AI also beginners. AI
okay.
workshop. I'll be
And
just
then
coming
the
up with an
memory
AI
unit.
workshop video and computer. So I'll be just making a separate, I would say, playlist for the
Now,
computer and the AI part and the English separate part. It's
okay.
going on.
So input unit is
So
used to
the first
enter
video of the computer, it starts actually
data.
from 1 minute 23
If
seconds.
I
The
go
initial
back
there
to
was a
the,
pause. So
it's
kindly
written
don't mind
actually
that, and
here,
you can
what is
start
the
directly
input.
from
We'll be
1 minute
coming to this
23
diagram also.
seconds.
We know
Thank you
that
for watching
computer
it
is a
up.
machine that processes the input data according to a given set of instructions and gives the output. Yeah, we already know that. We discussed it in the previous, now only in the previous, in like few minutes ago we discussed that. Before a computer does processing, it must be provided with data and instructions. After processing, the output is displayed or printed by the computer. The in